Hieronymus couldn't help but smile fondly after her as Tori slowly made her way to the door. She turned back to him a final time, still blushing furiously as she beamed up at him, before she quickly made her way outside into the warm spring night. Tori liked him. Honestly, it felt like a giant weight had been lifted off his shoulders. He thought that his actions over the past year were callous and unforgivable. He had bullied her on her first day of school after she had bumped into him. He had given her demerits and detention for the love note, which hadn't been her fault, and he had treated her harshly, both after the wedding and after rumors of their elopement spread around the school. But, even in spite of his rough treatment of her, Tori was somehow able to look past all that and see something, someone, worth caring for. It shouldn't mean that much to him. The opinion of a silly freshman girl shouldn't mean anything to him. But it did. He could say, at least right now, in this moment, that he was happy. Happier, maybe, because he was now confident that their relationship had to end. Tori was sweet and good, and he would not force her to spend the rest of her life dealing with him and his irritable swings of mood or his complex family drama. Perhaps over the summer she would meet some nice young boy and cast off her infatuation for him once and for all, or perhaps they would simply wane with time and distance. Even if they didn't, even if Tori returned in the fall determined to carry on their relationship, he would entertain her. Maybe she would eventually grow bored of him, and then, by January, she wouldn't mind dissolving the marriage and moving on with her life. Even if she didn't, though, even if January came and she still wanted to stay with him, Tori would understand why it had to end. He wasn't quite sure why he was so confident in that notion, but Tori would understand. He would have to explain it to her. His past history with Violet, his complicated relationship with his father, his reluctance to take up the position he was born and bred for. For a moment, he considered that it would actually be easier spending the rest of his life staying married to her than telling her the truth about his fractured past. But Tori would understand that. If they stayed married, he would eventually have to become a viscount, and she would be forced to be his viscountess. Tori was smart enough to do well in any career that she wanted to undertake, and he was not going to surrender her future to the volatile whims of his father. But they could still carry on a relationship, of sorts. They could be friends. He could teach her and guide her with his wisdom and help her develop her natural curiosity, if she wished him to. Tori was special to him. He cared for her. Married or not, he wanted Tori in his life, and if she wanted him in hers, then he would be all but too happy to be there.